hi on the chat window. So if things come up, feel free to shout them out. And let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and lie down on your backs. It can be the front, whatever you want. All right, and so those who are just joining, my name is Jess. I've had Jonathan doing yoga with me here today. This is going to be an hour-long power flow with the goal of breaking a sweat. Of course, as always, you take care of yourself first and foremost. Always know that you can modify things, you can drop into child's pose, you can just take a break. Ultimately, I want you to leave feeling good. So we're here lying flat on your back, breath flowing in and out the nose. And just take these first few moments to be still. Check in with yourself. How's your body today? How's your breath today? Use this practice to really connect to yourself. Let's start to make the breath a little more active as you inhale. Really fill up your body. Imagine you're breathing out into your fingertips and toes. And then as you exhale, feel that whole body emptying out, letting go. Let it come in and fill you up with what you need. Let it flow out, taking with it all the stuff you don't want to hold on to anymore. We'll do about 3 more breaths like that. All the way in. All the way out. Keep that breath, let it flow the whole time as much as you can. And, you know, if you start to feel like your body needs a break or your mind is wandering away, bring it back to that breath. In and out. We'll go ahead and start some movement into the fingers and toes. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles. Take a big stretch, arms up over your head, reach long through your legs like you're just waking up. Maybe you really are just waking up. And then hug your knees into your chest, curl into a little ball, give yourself a squeeze. Take a moment here, rock a little, feel your spine on the ground. Good, and then let's make it a little more power. So float those feet 1 inch off the ground, straighten your legs, straighten your arms, reach, but hover. And then again, hug everything into that little ball. Let's do 4 more like that. Inhale, reach, long, big stretch. Exhale, squeeze it in. Wake things up. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hug it in. Keep it going with your breath. 1 more time, reach. And hug. Good. From this hug, let's rock forward and back until you come up to seated. I'm going to turn around so I'm not breathing on Jonathan. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment here. Set an intention for your practice if you like. Just that word or phrase that reminds you, why do you bother to get on the mat? What do you need? And then go ahead and blink your eyes open, stretch your arms up high. And on an exhale, stretch. One hand down, one hand over, just reaching to the side. Feel your spine waking up. Inhale to rise tall, and exhale, stretch the other way. We're not going to get too caught up on left or rights here. Just know that we're always going to do everything on both sides. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take a twist. Inhale through center, reach up. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, center, reach tall. Take the hands back behind you, fingers to the ground. Lean back, open up your chest. Oh. Inhale, rise tall. And exhale, forward fold. Rounding the spine, stretching things out. Good, one more big, huge breath here. And then bring yourself back up on an inhale. Come over to all fours. I'm gonna just watch Jonathan do the work here. So we're on all fours. Go ahead and tuck your toes under and hover your knees just about 1 inch off of the mat, firing up a little bit of that power right now. Belly button toward the spine, really strong core. Push the ground away through your arms, through your shoulders. Good. Now press your hips back over the top of your heels. Stay low. Crouching Jonathan. Look forward, past your hands. Push those hands forward and down. Keep that sense of lengthening, 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 and then straighten your legs for down dog. So what we're working on here is keeping the chest super close to the thighs. A big opening stretch through the shoulders. Let's come down and try it again. Knees on the mat for a moment. Take a breath. Then tuck the toes, hover those knees 1 inch off the ground. Good, press the hips back to the heels. Try to keep the knees as low as you can. Yeah, beautiful. Chest to thighs. Push the hands forward and down. Active, active, active. Legs start to straighten, and there's your beautiful down dog shape. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Rock forward to a high plank. Stack shoulders over wrists. Breathing here. I told Jonathan he was going to be off camera and then surprised him in the very last moment and told him he's going to be my demo. So. Good, we're in this plank. I've distracted you now. Keep breathing, look forward, get stronger. And when you're ready, slide your hips up and back, down dog. Good, rock that forward and back with breath. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, plank, feel those shoulders warming up, getting moving. Exhale, go back to down dog. Do one more like that, smooth and steady. Good, I love watching y'all do this. It looks great. Press back. Yeah. And now walk your hands all the way back to your feet at the back of your mat, folding into a ragdoll pose. Just hang heavy here. Knees super soft, head hanging, arms can dangle. Give a little wiggle side to side. Shake your head a little yes and no. Let's take your right hand, put it on your left ankle, and then take your left hand up to the sky. So you're just twisting from your ragdoll. Feel that pulling into the low back, the hips, maybe a little IT band. And then come down through the center and switch sides. Twist it open the other way. Come back down to center. Walk your hands forward, find your down dog shape once again. See how long you can keep your heels down towards the mat to really lengthen the hamstrings and the back of the legs. Good, big, huge breath in. Bigger breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Nice, look forward and tiptoe to the top of your mat with straight legs. Take your time about it. Let it be a stretch down the back of your body. Good, when you get there, halfway lift, flatten out. Holding here in my favorite pose. Let the spine get longer. Let the heart reach forward. Hands press into the legs to provide a little bit of traction so you can get longer through your spine. And then maybe you feel a nice big hamstring stretch here. Take one more breath. As you exhale, fold forward, soften everything. Rise up on your inhale, reach up to the sky, hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a huge breath in. Bigger breath out. Good, one more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Make your choice about how you want to flow through your sun salutations here. We're going to do probably about 3. So either feet or hips width apart or big toes are touching, your choice, but make it a mindfulness thing. Are you placing them where you want them on purpose every time? So on an inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale to forward fold all the way down the center. Inhale, halfway lift, find that flat spine. And then hands press down, both feet step back, high plank. We'll hold here. Good. We're gonna get a little silly with our sun salutations, change it up a bit. From here, don't give me that look, Jonathan. Come down onto your forearms, forearm plank. I hope you all are enjoying the comedy show at home. In your forearm plank, breathe. Walk your toes as close to your elbows as you can. Say hello to dolphin pose. Good, and then walk those toes back so you're in forearm plank again. Beautiful. March the hands up to high plank and press back to down dog. Whew, good, huge breath in. Open mouth, let out some heat. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, hop or step, feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale to fold in half. Inhale, rise up, reach up tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, take a glance at your feet. Are they where they're supposed to be, mindfully placed there? Here we go, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands go down, feet step back, high plank. Good, come down to your forearm plank. You got it. Tiptoe those toes close to your elbows. Tiptoe the toes back. Whew, still breathing. Come up to high plank and down dog. 2 huge breaths. Maybe you drop the knees and take child's pose. Your choice. Know what you need today. And then you bend your knees and look forward. Step or float, feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale to fold in half. Rise up with breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, one more like this. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift for length. Hands go down, feet step back, high plank. Come down to forearms, low plank. Tiptoe the toes in and out. High plank, down dog. 2 huge breaths. Bending your knees, look forward. Inhale, feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and half. Rise up, feel the feet pressing down. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Take 2 breaths here, like hitting your reset button. Check in with yourself. And then we'll keep playing. Big toes come together to touch. Heels get a little bit of space between them. Sit down, chair pose. Make sure you're still breathing. If you can, in your chair, pull your weight back toward your heels. Try to stack knees over ankles. Beautiful. Thank you, Jonathan. That looks great. Take 2 more breaths here. Remember, those fingertips are wide awake and reaching. And then on an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hands go down, feet step back to that high plank. Let's play with it again here, side plank. So keep your right hand down, left hand opens up towards the sky. Lots of ways you could modify this or play with it. You could reach, I like that one. You could put the bottom knee down. You could float the top leg up. Make sure you're still breathing, whatever choice you make. And then on an exhale, come back to center. Beautiful, take it to the other side. Play with your variation on this side. Probably you wanna match what you did so that you're not uneven later. Good, one more breath here. Find your way back to center. I love seeing all the variations. Nice work, everybody. Press back to down dog. Huge breath. Let's take your right foot, reach it up and back behind you, and then step it in between your hands to a high lunge. Keep your back knee lifted, rise up with the hands and the chest. Good. Let's slow it down a little bit and play with some alignment things here. Everybody bend your back knee down toward the mat. And as you do that, make sure your spine is super long. We're looking for a long, flat back. Okay, so as you bend, you can kind of tuck your tail under. Then once your rib cage is stacked over your hips, try to work the back leg straight and say hello to your front hip, like hip flexor on the left side, right? Can you reach the arms up without popping your rib cage forward? Lots of core strength here. Good, one more big breath. Keep that nice alignment. And then on an exhale, hands down, flow or just go back to a down dog. Your choice if you're craving those chaturangas or not. Okay, I see you all were wanting a chaturanga. Take a big breath in. Huge breath out. Left leg reaches up and back. Step it forward, high lunge, rise up. Good. So play here. Bending that back knee allows the pelvis and the hips to get straight up and down underneath the rib cage. And then hands can reach up, the back leg can work to straighten, really inviting a lot of stretch through the front of your hip. Good, take 2 more breaths here. Yeah, I like seeing, like, remember, you can move your hands and you can check in with yourself and you can adjust as needed. You have permission, it's your body. And then go ahead and bring hands down, frame your front foot. Make your way back to your down dog, however you choose to get there. Let's take 2 breaths here, all the way in, all the way out. Inhale. On this second exhale, bend your knees, look forward, prepare. Inhale, feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, rising up, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, let's do that all again. Big toes touch, sit down, chair pose. A couple of breaths here, working the same concepts of alignment that we were doing in the high lunge. Tucking the tail, rotating the pelvis, pulling in, engaging the core, reaching tall through the arms. Last big breath here. And then on an exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, hands go down, feet step back, high plank, side plank on the right, open it up. Maybe you take a progression here in a variation, play with it. One more breath, still breathing. Good, come back to center, side plank on the other side. Same alignment. Is your tail able to tuck just enough to stay in line with the rib cage, even in side plank? Good, come back to center and then down dog. Take 2 breaths. You can chaturanga, that's fine. Right leg reaches up and back. Step it in between your hands, high lunge, rise up tall. Good, this time pull your belly button toward your spine, really like you're putting on your armor around your torso, so supported. Lean forward to about 45 degrees, fly into a warrior 3. I'm gonna have to pay Jonathan extra for this. Keep breathing. Good, you can do whatever you want with your arms here, but try to drop your left hip down in line with the right hip. That's the hard part, right? That's gonna make the glutes wake up and really do the work. One more breath. And then with extreme control, bend your standing leg, slow motion, step it back to high lunge. Make it smooth. Nice, reach up on an inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, find your way to down dog, however you'd like to get there. And then left side, take that foot up and back. Step it forward, high lunge, rise up right into it. Good. Belly button to spine, you're strong here. Tip forward, rise into the warrior 3. Good. This side might feel different than the other side. That's okay. Work with what you've got. Keep on breathing. This looks so good. Press down through your standing leg. Smooth and steady, bend into the standing leg and step it back, high lunge. And then exhale, hands to the mat, take it home to down dog, however you want to. Good work, everybody. Let's take a big inhale. As you exhale, lower your knees for a wide-legged child's pose. So knees wide, big toes touching. Melt down into a little puddle on your mat here for a few breaths. Alternatively, if you're at home and you want more of a butt kicking, you could take some fire floats. There's always options to play. Good, we'll do one more breath, whatever you're doing. Nice. Everybody make your way back to down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's take your right leg up and back. Step it in between your hands, warrior two. Just rise right up into it. That back heel is spinning down, front foot is pointing straight forward, arms are reaching. Check in with that alignment we've been talking about of rib cage over hips, neutralize the pelvis a little bit. And sometimes it's good to like go to an extreme just to sense where the middle is, right? So really stick your butt out back for a second and really tuck it under. Obviously that's too far. Then find your neutral right there in the center. Good, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach it back long. Good, as you're reaching back, can you pull your rib cage back as if you're leaning against a wall behind you? So it's not a back bend, it's a side body stretch. Nice, rise back up. Straighten your front leg. Keep that same rib cage over hip, flat sensation. Reach forward for triangle pose. Go ahead and drop the right hand down, left hand goes high. Again, let's make this not a back bend. So pull the rib cage in line with the hips. Your gaze can turn up to that top hand if you like, if that's feeling okay in your body. If you're looking for a little more of that power yoga burst, reach both hands forward over your head like you're holding a beach ball for 5, 4, press into your feet, 3, 2, rise up on 1. Good, rebend the front knee, take a big breath in. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down, take it all the way back to down dog, however you want to get there. Nice. Take a big breath here. It all comes back to that breath. Left foot reaches up and back. Step it in between your hands, warrior two on this side. Good, take a moment, just settling into the pose. You can fix and play and move around. Just looking for what that sense of neutral, nice neutral alignment might be. Good, flip your palm, reverse your warrior, stretch out the side body. Good, can you pull your belly button to spine here just a smidge more, flattening things out. As you do that, watch out for that front knee. It might want to straighten or it might want to cave in. We want to keep it stacked over the ankle. Good, rise back up. Straighten both legs. Triangle pose from here. Reach, reach, reach forward and then go into it. Can you look up? Can you feel a sense of lightness even in the midst of this pose that's asking for a lot of work? If you want, hold that beach ball here for 5, 4, chest is rotating open, 3, 2, and 1. Rise back up, awesome. Rebend the front knee, take a breath, and then ride your exhale, hands to the ground, take it to down dog. Really, really nice. Let's do something similar to that one more time. Take the right leg up and back. Step it in between your hands, warrior two. Beautiful. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Find that sense of length and space. And then rise back up, this time extended side angle. So right arm can rest on the thigh or down to the ground. Lots of variations here again. You choose what feels good to you. Reach the top hand up and over, again, finding length through the side of the body. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. Maybe you're bound. You could step it up to bird of paradise. Not a ton of time left for that, but it's an option. And then find your way back just as gracefully and smoothly to warrior 2. That's the trick, right? Like, don't just throw it away after you got there. Unpackage it just as beautifully. Take a big breath in. Big breath up. Straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Reach, 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 and then find that beautiful shape. Straight lines all over in the body. Long, straight spine, straight legs, straight arms. Good. Option here, we'll take it up to a half moon if you like. So glance down at your front foot. Hover the front hand just out front. I like to do this without putting the hand on the ground because then it's going to make your core do a lot of the lifting and control. But of course, know that you could always rest that bottom hand on the ground. As you rise into the half moon, the back leg is energized. Push back through that lifted foot. Top hand can rise towards the sky. If you've got any ability left to think about anything else, think about flattening your back in the same way that we've been working the alignment of rib cage in line with hips. Let's take 1 more breath wherever you are. Whew. Relax, step it back, warrior 2. Big breath in, and then cartwheel your hands down. Take it all the way back to down dog. Big, huge breath in. Fill up with what you need. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let's do it on the left side. Take your left foot up and back. Step it in between your hands. Rise up, warrior 2. Good. Strong, powerful legs here. Flip your palm, reverse your warrior. Find that sense of space in the upper body and just trust that those legs are down there holding you steady and strong. They've got this. Extended side angle. Rise up. Find your variation here. I like resting my forearm on my thigh 9 times out of 10. If I'm feeling a little extra powerful that day, maybe pressing the hand down to the floor. If you're taking that bind, go ahead and step it up to your bird of paradise. Make sure you're still breathing throughout the whole process. And then start to step it back and find your way to warrior 2. Great work. Straighten your front leg. Triangle pose. Reach forward. Find that length and then the shape. From here, stay if this is feeling great, or go to half moon balance. Press the weight into your front foot. Lift the back foot up. Shoot energy out your fingertips and out the bottom of your foot. Breathe like you mean it. If you wanted to add on one last bit of detail, look up to your top hand. That's really hard. I usually fall over at that point. And then, oh, so gracefully, find your way back, warrior 2. Take a breath there, and then cartwheel your hands down, go back to down dog. Awesome work. Keep on moving. In your down dog, yogi's choice. Rest those knees down on the mat, take a wide-legged child's pose. Or if you're looking for more fire, go ahead and play with some fire floats, which is to say, just little hops. But we've been doing a lot, so it's okay to rest too, right? It's really important that we always keep in mind this balance. It's okay to rest, and it's okay to fly. You choose. Good, I'm seeing some awesome fire floating up home. Nice work, everybody. Let's take 1 more huge breath wherever you are. And then from here, from down dog, I should say, look forward and step or float your feet through. Come down onto your seat. Legs will go straight out front. Flex the toes back toward your face. So you're really active through the legs. Press them down into the mat. Press the heels down. So you're not hyperextending the knees. You're pressing the heels down. Reach the arms up and forward fold. Keeping a long flat back here, letting the movement of the fold really originate from in the hips will give you more stretch sensation in the legs. If you're like, I'm good, I don't need more stretch sensation, go ahead and drop your head. Round your back. Let it be a little bit more of a relaxing forward fold. We'll take 3 more breaths, whatever your choice. Rise up with an inhale. And then let's take the left foot. We're gonna turn it around behind us. Knees pointing to the front of the mat, toes are pointing to the back of the mat. And then you're gonna start to walk your hands back. Okay, I really like to include this because in yoga, we tend to do a lot of forward folding, a lot of hamstring stretching, and we forget about the front side of the legs, so the quads. I know personally my quads scream at me when I come into this, which is a sign that they need a little bit more attention. So breathe here. If this is hurting your knee, I say don't do it. Nothing should hurt. Don't give yourself an injury, it's not worth it. And then start to make your way back up. Come up onto your hands. Unwind that leg, bring it back to the front. Switch sides. Keeping the knee pointing forward, the foot pointing back behind you. Start to walk yourself back. Ooh, one side might be a lot more talkative than the other. If you find that you can lay all the way down flat on your back, make sure you're still kind of finding that sense of tucking your tail and lengthening the low back, the spine, so that you're not crunching and adding pressure into the low back. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then bring yourself back up to seated. All right, swing that leg back around to the front. And then to get a little stretch on the inner legs, inner thighs, bring the feet together, Baddha Konasana. I like to hold on to the ankles here and lift the chest tall, arms can straighten. Let the knees fall heavy. Again, let the movement of your forward fold originate at your hips. So you just tip forward with a flat back. You might not move very far, that's okay. Then when you've gone as far as you can melt into it a little bit more. Arms can press against the legs, head can drop, and you breathe. This is the point in yoga class when I always find myself thinking about how much I need to get a pedicure. Deep thoughts from Jess. Go ahead and come back up. Maybe you support the legs, bring them back together, feet on the mat. Make sure you've got space behind you. We're gonna lay all the way down, but do it slowly and deliberately. So arms reach out front, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and then as slow as you can, lay down, putting one vertebrae on the ground at a time. And then usually there's a point where you're like, ooh, a big chunk of my spine wants to lay down. Hover there and really try to round and press into it. And slowly, slowly, slowly find your way all the way onto your back. When you get there, take a nice big stretch. Arms reach long, feet reach long. And then we're gonna set up for a couple of back bends. So go ahead and bend your knees. Press your feet onto the ground. We'll do bridge pose first. Fingers reach down towards the feet. Feet are about hips width apart. Exhale all your breath out. Inhale, lift the hips high. Good. Things to think about here. Try to keep the knees over the ankles. So the knees are about hips width apart. Press down through the feet. Lift your hips a bit higher if you can. Also lift your chest and your sternum up towards the sky. You might even move your head just a bit, look up towards the ceiling, so that creates a little more space for the neck and the throat. One more breath here, find your peak, and then come down. Good, a little windshield wiper of the knees, or just kind of wiggle to loosen things up a bit. Okay, and then option to do that same bridge pose again, or take it up to a full wheel if you're feeling it. Hands come next to your ears. Elbows point up at the ceiling. Feet are still hips width apart. Knees are still going to track over the top of the ankles. Exhale your breath out. As you inhale, start to lift. If you're newer to this and you're not sure, come to the halfway point with the crown of the head on the ground, and then keep working to press the arms straight. These look great. Take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And make sure you're spreading the workout across your whole body. If one muscle group right now is screaming at you, try to shift the work elsewhere. Come down. Take a little moment. Soften things out. We'll do one more round of back bends, your choice, bridge or wheel or something else. Set yourself up for it. Breathe the air out first, and then on your inhale, everything lifts. Good, and since we're all practicing at home for the most part, it can be kind of informative if you set up a camera and take a picture of yourself while you're doing this pose, because it's one that's sort of hard to sense where things are in space. And then when you see a picture of yourself doing it, you're like, oh, I didn't even know that that thing was straight or that thing was bent or whatever it might be. What you're looking for, go ahead and come down if you haven't already, is as smooth a curve in your spine as possible. And that's really going to mean putting a lot of the focus of a back bend in the upper body, that space right behind your heart, behind your shoulders, because that's the hardest spot to get to bend and loosen up into a back bend. The low back bends really easily. So we want to avoid overbending that and put some of the bend up higher in the spine. All right, we're breathing, we're feeling good. Are we sweating? Oh, good. Okay, you're sweating, I hope. Hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. A little rock side to side for your low back. Good, and then start to rock forward and back. We're gonna make your way all the way up and back to down dog. So you can just take that moment of rocking up, cross the ankles, just keep rolling over and put your hands on the ground, and then step or float back, find your way to down dog. Awesome. Oh, you all look so strong out there, it's awesome. Take a huge breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. One more like that, all the way in. Empty out. Take your right leg up as high as you can get it. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Then bend your knee, yeah. Take a moment here, maybe draw those big circles with your knee, just a little bit of movement for the hip joint. You can either just keep doing that because it feels good, or let the weight of your foot flip you over, flip your dog. So here we are in a back bend again. Breathe. Very nice. And then with control, make your way back around and find your down dog. Good, big breath in. Big breath out. Take that same right leg up and back. Just find the sense of length and then step it forward and we'll go to half pigeon. You knew it was coming, right? So walk your right foot close to your left ankle. Your right knee is next to your right wrist. I don't know, I'm saying a lot of words that don't make any sense right now. Walk your hands back, forward fold. If you're finding that this pose makes you want to scream and never come back to yoga again, then know that there are other ways to access the same stretch. So you could watch what I'm doing and lay on your back, right foot crosses over the left knee, and you hug the legs in. This is gonna give the similar sensation and stretch with a little less intensity. Or if you're in this half pigeon, then your shin is really as close to parallel with the front edge of the mat as possible. Your hips are right down the center. If you find that you're kind of sitting off to one side or the other, try to lift yourself up and find that center point. And then you just kind of melt into it. Notice your breath again. Allow the jaw to unwind and loosen. The chest and the shoulders soften. Maybe you walk the hands forward another inch, another centimeter, another millimeter, melting into it just a bit more. We'll take about 5 more breaths here. Notice if there's anywhere that you're holding on for dear life and let that go. The hands soften, the toes relax. All right, and then slowly, kindly walk your hands back in, press yourself up and back, find that down dog shape once again, and then just wiggle around. Whatever your body asks you to do that. There's no right or wrong here. Okay, come to stillness in your down dog when you're ready. Breathe. On your next inhale, lift your left leg high to the sky. Good, bending the knee, peel it open, feel the hips. Draw those big circles with the knee. And then if you like, let the foot carry over, flipping your dog into a back bend. And here again, this is a back bend. We're looking for a smooth, round curve of the spine. If you notice, it feels like your low back is crunched. Try to tuck the tail, engage the abs. Good. Find your way back around to a down dog. You take a breath. And then your left leg reaches up and back for length. Step it forward, half pigeon again on this side. Slow and steady. Good. So if you're choosing to take this one from your back, you'd come onto your back, cross the left foot over the right knee, and then just pull that right thigh in. Take about 3 more breaths here. Yeah, it feels like we need a little more time here, right? Let's take 3 more breaths. The good news, if you're watching this on a recording, is that you can just hit pause and stay here as long as you want. Otherwise, go ahead and start to make your way up and back. Find your way to down dog. When you get there, again, wiggle around, pedal the knees, rock forward and back. Anything that your body's asking you to do, just to kind of like find that neutral state again. Good. Take a huge breath in. Let it out. And then we're gonna work on our headstands. So from here, come down onto your knees and then just have a seat. And I'm gonna talk Jonathan through it step by step. You can watch from home. If you're like, no problem, I got headstands all day long, go ahead and start and take your headstand. But here's the breakdown step by step, the way I like to do it. So you're gonna interlace your hands first, and then place your elbows and forearms down on the mat. A key to this is that your elbows don't flare open. You need to keep them shoulder width apart or closer so that you have a nice triangle shape that you're really resting into. Press those elbows and forearms down, then put the crown of the head in between. The hands are just kind of a backstop. Tuck your toes, send your hips high like down dog. So maybe this is enough. And then you just work here, being able to breathe, right? If you're not breathing, we've got a problem. If you'd like to add a little bit more, you can tiptoe the toes in closer to your elbows. Kind of like how we started way back in the beginning, right? If that's working for you, you can hug one knee into your chest, maybe both knees, but no rush. Take it step by step. If you're able to hang out with those knees tucked in, your core is stacked and strong and supporting you, then you can play with what's happening in the legs. Maybe they press straight up to the ceiling. But what I really like to remind folks is that don't worry about getting the legs straight up and down right away. Worry about being able to hang out in that knees to chest little ball, because then you're going to have a super solid foundation for your headstand. Straightening the legs is just like icing on the cake. All right, so I'm seeing awesome headstand work, everybody at home. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. This shouldn't hurt in your neck or your head. You should definitely be pressing into the arms and the elbows, most of the work being done there, not into the head. Make sure you're still breathing. And you know, you're at home, so maybe you practice this pose by a wall because you have a wall, or against your bed or something. It's okay to play around with different ways to assist yourself. All right, as you're ready, you're gonna start to find your way down to a child's pose. Good, I'm watching, seeing people at home making your way there. So strong and controlled, really nice. And then once you're there, again, just kind of wiggle around in your child's pose. Check that things haven't taken on unnecessary tension, right? Like let go of your jaw, your hands, your shoulders. Breathe, yeah. And then we're gonna do a puppy dog pose just to kind of let go of any last tension in the shoulders. So come up onto all fours. Stack your hips over your knees, keep them there, walk the hands forward, and your chest gets to drop down toward the ground. Good, you can see this on Jonathan, it's perfect. You can put your chin on the mat or your forehead. If you're not feeling very much here, you might try walking the hands farther forward, but as you do so, make sure your hips are still pulled back over your knees. I'd say, Jonathan, you can go back, yeah. Yeah, and then it's just this heaviness through the chest, this letting go sensation. Okay. This is also really great if you just need like a quick break from work. If you've been sitting at your computer, emailing, whatever, Zooming all day long, drop into a puppy dog pose, take 10 breaths, and it's gonna open things up so that you can then get back to work. All right, from here, slide your hips to your heels for child's pose for just a moment. Heavy through the chest. And with not very much effort at all, just lift yourself up, sit down, swing your legs around to the front. Good, reach the arms forward. Once again, your choice, how much work you want this to be. Round your spine, lay yourself down, nice and slow, or not, your choice. All the way onto your back. And then when you get here, take that same full body stretch. Exhale, hug the knees into your chest. Curl into a little ball. Really lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Squeeze. And then lay the head down and the shoulders down. Take the arms open like a T. Let both knees drop over to the left. And look toward your right hand. If possible, let the shoulders stay connected down into the mat so that you're getting this really nice big twist. And then come back through center with the knees. Drop them over to the other side. And look all the way over to your right hand. Ooh, left hand, just kidding. Bring yourself back to the center. Wrap your arms around your legs one last time. Super tight squeeze into a little ball. And on an exhale, let it all go. Finding your way to Shavasana. We've got time. If you carved out a full hour for this practice, know that we're not there yet. So really give yourself permission to take this moment of rest. It can be hard, right? It seems like, oh, well, I'm not really doing anything. You are. You're letting your body rest. You're letting your mind rest. You're letting it all find equilibrium. And with each breath, feel yourself softening, unwinding. Find some point in your body that you can soften just a little bit more. If you would like to give your mind something to focus on, we'll count 10 more breaths. And then without changing anything, just notice. How's your body? How's your mind? How's your spirit? Go ahead and start to deepen your breath. And just as when we started this class, imagine that breath was coming in and spreading out to the fingers and the toes. Let it wake your whole body. And then when you're ready, let it start to invite movement with the fingers, the wrists, the feet, the ankles. Your head can rock side to side. Perhaps you take that one last full body stretch, arms up, reach along, and then turn onto one side, coming into your fetal position. And I invite you to take this last moment of your practice and very deliberately be kind to yourself. Tell yourself thank you for carving out this time to get on your mat. Tell yourself thank you for all that you do. And then when you're ready, you can rise back up. We'll meet seated, hands at the heart. Eyes can close if you like. And let's close it out together with 3 big breaths. We inhale and we exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bowing forward, bowing to each other. We honor this practice of yoga for all that it teaches us. Mind, body, spirit, on the mat, and all. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today. Oh, it's so lovely to see all of you. We miss you so much.